I thought we got off to a fast start. We were able to get some stops and some turnovers and turn them into transition points, which got us a good lead. And I thought we withstood a little bit of a dry spell. They went on an 8-0 run, and then from there we sort of teetered around and controlled the first half. And I thought the start of the second half, our guys were locked back in, and we got some guys out of foul trouble, and we're pretty efficient offensively.
Joe, do you feel like, you don't want to absolutely peak at this point, but do you feel like you're starting to sort of peak or really at least clicking very, very well right now?
Well, we've talked about offensively, I think we're becoming more efficient.
Mm-hmm.
And we turned it over a few too many times today and didn't make free throws, which wasn't good. But I think from a standpoint of ball movement and getting guys shots in spots they want to get, I think we're getting much better at that. We're more efficient at that.
What does it mean to you guys to put together 2 games in a row like the 2 that you just had?
Well, we got off to a good start, and I think when you're playing at home, great crowd again. Appreciate their support and them showing out like they have, and I think the guys did a nice job of continuing to move the ball and get some momentum, and that's something we've been trying to emphasize.
Chase, do you sort of feel like you're beginning to peak at least?
Yeah, I think like Coach said, we're starting to figure out getting shots where we want to. Certain players really finding where their areas are to score. And defensively, we still have a lot to touch up, but that's really starting to spark our offense. We're getting a lot more stops, playing a lot more solid, and we were able to get out and run, and that's when we're at our best offensively.
You agree with that, Bernard?
Definitely. Our defense, we just picking it up. Like we began the first half, pressuring them. We got stops, stole the ball, got a couple of dunks, and that just built our momentum, and we just had to pick up after that.
Now you hit the road. Can you take this show on the road, so to speak? Obviously, 2 tough games. ETSU had a nice win against Lipscomb today, and Upstate has obviously been playing really well.
I mean, anytime you go on the road, it's tougher. But I think we've talked about it. You got to start preparing tonight for the games on Thursday and Saturday. But the big thing is just to continue defensively to make sure you give yourself a chance. And there's going to be games when you go on the road and everybody sees conference scores where there's a couple of 53, 52s. 50, we've talked about if it's a grinder, we'll have to find a way to win the grinder. If it's running up and down, we'll have to find a way. But I think you have to be able to play a bunch of different ways to try to win a league title.
A lot of recruits here tonight. Guys, make sure you put on a nice show for them. Make sure that they come to Dunk City.
Oh, I know we have 2 of them that are already committed. I saw Zach and Christian. I think not only the way we play, but the atmosphere has to be a selling point for them to want to play in that type of arena, and with the crowd that we've had, it's huge. Then when we're able to play the way we did, it definitely is going to motivate them and give them more reason to come. But I think our fans have done a great job of making FGCU a great place to play.
Not sure we're going to get to chat with you guys before these 2 games, so if you don't mind, ETSU, your thoughts on that matchup on the road? They're a different team, obviously, there in Johnson City.
Yeah, they're definitely a tough team to play on their home court. But it's something we just got to go in there and we're going to play great defense. They have the great zone everyone knows about. We've played against this is going to be my 4th year. But it's kind of like Syracuse, and until you get to it, it's really hard to imitate it in practice. We'll go over what we want to do against it, but the key to that game is going to be defensively getting stops on them and trying to push it back at them before they can get their zone set.
You guys really handled them when they came here, but will you guys have any memory going to ETSU of last year's trip to ETSU at all, or is that ancient history?
I won't. I'm sure they do. I've only seen the score.
You didn't watch that on Comcast?
I might have been busy that night. I'm not sure.
Come on, you've seen film of it. Admit you've watched film of that game.
You know what? It's every game is different. Every team is different, and I think the big thing is you can't look at scores. I mean, you look around the country and you can say, well, we did such and such at home, and then you go on the road, and I think you can't take anything for granted, and that's not cliched. It's reality, and I think that we'll prepare, and that game doesn't matter because it's only 1 win, and the next one's the most important one. So we'll lock in and get ready for that one.
Bernard, your thoughts on ETSU? Your thoughts on ETSU?
I know since I've been here, I haven't won there. They have a great defensive team. They have the zone. We just have to be ready to play and prepare ourselves.
And Upstate just beat Mercer, so obviously you guys know the danger that they are.
And you look at their defensive stats. I mean, they're among the conference leaders in points allowed, field goal percentage, defense. You've got a presence in the post, and you've also got perimeter. I mean, and you're on the road. So I mean, if you start factoring those things, I think they're undefeated in league play at home, And Coach Payne's a very good coach. They've got an experienced team, and they're in a situation where they need to make sure they win their home games also.
Who are they playing at the point? I'm sure you scouted them out with Green out.
They're
What are they
playing.
doing?
Playing two. They're playing both. Playing Blessing and the other young, the freshman. Both of those guys are playing.
Okay.
Both the point.
Chase, your thoughts on Upstate? Obviously, Bayer's team, you beat them by 3 here. They, to me, surprising win at Mercer, 19 points without Green.
Yeah, I mean, they're a very impressive team. Like Coach said, defensively, they get a lot of stops. John Max, who's a very active defender. Ricardo Glenn, big inside, physical, gets a lot. They don't give many offensive rebounds. So if you don't work for get one good shot, you're not getting very many second chances. But they're very talented. I mean, Torrey Craig is as offensively gifted in our league as anyone I've seen. Ricardo Glenn, he's been killing for him since he was a freshman, and they're very experienced. They're senior loaded, and they've obviously been able to bounce back when losing a great player in Ty Green.
And Bernard, your thoughts on Upstate?
It was a tough game here for us. I know since we're on their court now, they got the home court advantage. We just have to come ready to play. They don't have Ty Green right now, but I'm sure the other players are stepping up and coming ready.
Bernard, how much has this team modeled Joe's style as far as being able to have fun with the success that you have, but you guys are so all business about the way you seem to be playing, and here you guys are just very straightforward, all business too. Is that something that has been passed down from Joe?
I would say so. It's just like he's just been trying to discipline us. Like he said before, like when he first got here, he's just trying to prepare ourselves for like being great people, great husbands, or anything like that. So it was a strong discipline thing for us to come in. And when we come on the court, it's just bring energy. He likes to see your effort, your hard work. And when you do that, shows on the court, it just makes you feel good that he brought this to you. You just have a great feeling for it.
Chase, has the style or the character of the team in some way, not that there was anything bad in any way prior, but has it changed to sort of fit Coach Dooley a little?
I think it has. We've gotten much tougher as a team. We're a much better rebounding team. We are good defensively, but I think we're getting even better this year. And that's something he's really instilled with us. He comes experienced with at Kansas, where everyone's coming at them every night, and it's something that we weren't accustomed to here. It's something that's definitely changed, and we have targets on our back every game, and something he's tried to lead us by telling us he's been there. He knows what it's going to be like, and really just get us ready for what's going to happen.
Hey, Coach, Driscoll said that he was really impressed with Graf. He said although he may not put up, big blockbuster numbers, but he thought that he was just like a pill to handle because
Dwan is giving us has had a great year, and what Dwan has done in a lot of things, he's taken a lot of pressure off of Brett. He allows Brett to play off the ball a little bit some, and then the flip side of that is he also allows Brett to not have to guard the ball, or Bernard to not have to guard the ball for a couple minutes, so they don't get worn down. He does a very good job of pressuring the ball. His confidence offensively has gotten a lot better, shooting the ball with confidence and being aggressive. And we still need to be even more aggressive.
I was going to ask you, is he shooting enough for
He needs to be more aggressive, and that's Dwan I think has picked his spots when he needs to shoot it, when he needs to be a distributor, and I think being aggressive doesn't necessarily mean shooting the ball. Being aggressive means making people guard you or forcing people to help so you can drive it and kick to open shooters. And I think he's starting to figure that out.
Is his personality, he's more of a quieter player. Do you think that might have something to do with him being a little bit less?
He just tries to be solid, I think, and he's a very soft-spoken. He's not a very vocal kid, which is different for a point. But I think he's tried to lead, and he's gotten better. And I think for all it's a maturity. I mean, Bernard's now a junior, Dwan's a sophomore. You would hope as they get older that the maturity level gets better and that they feel more comfortable in themselves and what they're doing.
Where does the transition from fun in the locker room and the music to focused and all business? Where's the switch for you guys, staying nice and smooth in here and everything? Is it when you leave the locker room?
Oh yeah, it's as soon as you walk out of that locker room, it's all business. Whether it's coming in here or going out to the court, and you have to be ready to play. And out there, we'll still have fun. We still get up, we get excited for each other when we have good plays. But you got to realize that you got to think past the next play and go to there's always the next play, and not try to relish on the last play that just happened, but make sure you're moving forward and really focusing so you don't have a letdown.
And a night like tonight, I mean, it is fun, obviously, for you guys, right?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, guys, good.
Get it done.
5.
Could you tell us something, Bernard, can you tell us something about the coach that we don't know?
Pretty fashionable.
Appreciate that.
Same question
I think
for
it's
you,
Tanya, though.
Chase. Anything you know about Coach that the media doesn't know? It hasn't been written about him?
Not in the public forum.
This is an HBO, isn't it?
Jason's a senior.
He can get me on